Hi, thanks for tuning in to learn more about how you can reduce risk with Critical Start and Microsoft. My name is Randy Watkins. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Critical Start, and I'm joined today by our VP of Microsoft Services, Leonard Volling. We'll hear from Leonard in just a little bit, but first I want to tell you more about Critical Start and our Managed Detection and Response offering. Critical Start's been partnered up with Microsoft for the last 5 or 6 years or so, really building out a portfolio of robust services wrapped around the Microsoft Defender Suite. We are a Microsoft verified MXDR partner, one of the first to help them design the certification. We're a managed partner. We've been, like I said, paired up with them for quite a while. And during that time, we've developed very deep API integrations that allow us to deliver our service seamlessly and behind the scenes while sitting on top of your existing security investment. We do this to provide simplified breach prevention that gives you the 24/7 monitoring that you need, but also provides some unique capabilities like the resolution of every single alert, regardless of criticality, and contractual SLAs of 1 hour TTD and TTR for every single alert, regardless of criticality. Now, for those unfamiliar with what MDR is an evolution of MSSP services that really focused on providing more value than what MSSP was doing. Instead of just escalating alerts, managed detection and response is, you guessed it, focused more on the response portion of that. So we really look at MDR space as reducing risk, providing that 24/7 coverage, but also really doing that active threat containment and showing that return on security investment. So what is MXDR? Well, MXDR was kind of coined by Microsoft and pointed out the extended detection and response framework, leveraging multiple signals from Microsoft's Defender Suite to not only detect, but also respond to and contain different threats inside the organization, giving us a much more complete picture of what the attacker is doing in the environment and allowing us to link together signals like identity, email, and endpoint to see the end-to-end scope of the attack and identify that breach earlier on in the cycle. Now, a lot of folks try to stitch their own solution together by leveraging quote unquote best of breed tools like CrowdStrike, Netscope, Okta, and Proofpoint. There's nothing wrong with these products. They do tend to lead their class. But if you look at the different analyst firms like Gartner and Forrester, you'll see Microsoft in the top right of every quadrant they participate in. So Microsoft really is best of breed, but they tie it all together with solutions that talk together and learn from each other to make it really a best in portfolio solution that Critical Start leverages to do the detection and response. And what you end up with is a simplified security architecture that is fully managed and operationalized by a 24/7 SOC and contractual SLAs for the resolution of every alert generated out of the Microsoft Security Suite. Return on investment meets breach prevention. How do we do this? So we start off with those API integrations I discussed earlier. We use those for a couple of different things. One, we use them to enrich the amount of detections inside of Microsoft. We input our own KQL queries, our own advanced threat hunts, our own detection logic into your products. You get to keep that forever and always, whether you're a Critical Start customer or not. We also use it for alert ingestion. We use the APIs to bring every single alert into our platform. Once it's in our platform, we use those APIs for additional investigation, pulling back more information, as well as containing the threat by isolating hosts, disabling user accounts, revoking session tokens, deleting emails, etc. Right? We really use the full breadth of Microsoft security portfolio by leveraging those APIs. Now, once the alerts are in our platform, the Cyber Operations Risk and Response Platform, or CORE, they get bounced off of what's called our Trusted Behavior Registry. The Trusted Behavior Registry is essentially a catalog of known good and expected behaviors that generate false positives, or that generate alerts. Essentially, they're false positives. We use that TBR to resolve every single alert that we've already investigated and seen and know to be expected or good. Anything that doesn't match that TBR goes to our SOC for additional investigation. Through this model, we are resolving every single alert that comes out of the Microsoft Defender Suite and doing the investigation and either containing it or escalating it to you. Now, you can determine what we do and don't contain. Every single rule of engagement is completely customizable based on your organization. And if we do escalate something to you, you can interact with our analyst or with the alert either in our platform, or you can use our mobile SOC application to do security on the go everything from investigation, communication, and containment directly from your mobile device, leveraging your Microsoft licensing. Now, we integrate with folks outside of Microsoft, though Microsoft is the focus. We tie into other quote unquote best of breed solutions like SentinelOne, CrowdStrike, Splunk, Cortex, Palo Alto, etc. And really, we're doing that so we can help you transition seamlessly and smoothly into the Microsoft security portfolio. So if you come to us and you say, hey, I'm moving into an E5 suite, I want to simplify my security architecture, but I'm currently running CrowdStrike with Splunk, we can monitor that today while helping you migrate into the Defender suite that you want to leverage for your security going forward. We've been doing MDR since before it was cool, about 8 years now, before it had an acronym. And really, MDR is a reactive control. It's necessary, but it's reactive. We see a lot of organizations starting to shift towards proactive controls, and that's where we're going. And we tend to align with Gartner on this. So in January, we started development of a new series or solution set that enables us to be more proactive. And in June, Gartner came out and completely validated our thoughts by showing this slide at the Security and Risk Management Summit. Well, at Black Hat, we released what we're calling Managed Cyber Risk Reduction, or MCRR. MCRR is our holistic way to address risk across a variety of controls and principles to not just be a reactive control, but also improve security posture to increase your resilience against those commoditized attacks, and also provide the MXDR service on the back end in the case of the more persistent or advanced attacks. Through this model, we're able to increase your maturity across multiple disciplines, including identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. If you're familiar with NIST CSF, this should be extremely recognizable to you. And what we're doing is really playing across all the different functions, including doing pure benchmarking and making very detailed recommended controls to put in place or recommendations for projects that you can run to reduce your cyber risk across all the different verticals. Now, implementing and leveraging and operationalizing Microsoft is a journey. It's not a one-stop shop. It's not a quick project that you're going to do, but Critical Start is well equipped with both the MDR and services to help you along that journey. And to talk more about those services, I'm happy to introduce our VP of Microsoft Services, Leonard Volling. Leonard, take it away.
Thanks, Randy. Yeah, it is a journey. I mean, most customers today are in that best of breed mode where they have siloed solutions for email, identity, endpoint, CASB, SIM, etc. And Microsoft is uniquely positioned with their SIM and XDR story to address that full complement of assets. But the journey is going to be different for every customer. Some customers are going to start with SIM and moving into Sentinel. Other customers are going to start on the endpoint. For others, it might be email. So with our Microsoft services, Critical Start can help you explore and rationalize where does the journey start and how is it going to unfold, for your specific organization. So let's dig in a little deeper to some of the different services we offer. Critical Start has a broad range of capabilities. The team I lead, we're focused more on that design build kind of engagement where we're helping customers deploy and optimize the Microsoft security solutions. Randy talked a lot about our managed services, platform management related to SIM, MXDR related to that ongoing 24/7, 365 security alert management within those Microsoft tools, customer success, our SOC, cyber research unit, all key different teams that make up that service. But then we also have an incident response team. I think most folks think of incident response as reactive, but there's also, of course, proactive services that team can offer, and all leveraging the Microsoft stack of tools. When you think about that Microsoft stack of tools, Microsoft's obviously a massive tech company with capabilities across cloud, productivity, analytics, et cetera, et cetera. Critical Start stays laser focused on security, first and foremost, compliance, identity, and management. And just to give you a feel for where our wheelhouse is, it really is in SIEM and XDR. That's where we have a lot of depth in that Microsoft 365 Defender space, the Microsoft Sentinel space. We're also experts in identity and access, cloud security, things like endpoint, inclusive of MDE, of course, but also Intune. We are very proficient in the information protection realm, primarily Purview, information protection Purview, DLP. The rest of these areas in compliance, i.e. privacy and insider risk management, are things we're watching. Obviously, there's areas where it dovetails into the security story, but not places that we are as focused as we are on the SIEM and XDR function. So what does that look like in terms of engagement types? If you're in that situation where you're just starting to explore, hey, what is this Microsoft integrated story? How does it feel to have signals shared from email to endpoint with identity feathered in? That's where we can engage, obviously, in roadmap type sessions where we're maybe demoing something, maybe whiteboarding, maybe just working on a matrix. Workshops are essentially POCs, where we're going to help you in your production environment properly explore these tools. How do they work? Are they ready? What's it going to look like in your environment specifically? Assessments hopefully are pretty self-explanatory. And then when you're ready to deploy and optimize, we have what we call accelerator deployments, where we're going to get you from 0 to, let's say, 80 in most cases, ready for MDR, ready to start getting a ton of value out of the Microsoft security solutions. And then with custom deployments, that's where you've made that decision where we're ready to move from Splunk to Sentinel. We're ready to migrate from CrowdStrike to MDE or Proofpoint to MDO. We've done a lot of those projects, had a lot of success helping customers make that transition. And then retainer advisory services are really just where we're engaged in more of an ongoing manner, and that can take a lot of different forms. To bring it all together, when we think about that full life cycle, it's typically going to be our services team that engages on the front end to help you through that planning of, okay, what is this going to look like? How does it work? Rationalizing it against your requirements and what that deployment journey is going to look like, how we're going to sequence these things together, all that good stuff. That's going to parlay into a build kind of activity where we're actually deploying, configuring, optimizing the Microsoft security tools in your environment. And then for critical start, run really means MDR, MXDR, MCRR. And that's going to be the focus there. But hopefully that gives you a feel for the different services we offer, gives you a feel for what that journey might look like as you start to explore Microsoft SIEM and XDR solutions. With that, I'm going to toss it back to Randy.
Excellent. Thank you, Leonard. Appreciate the insight into critical start services around Microsoft and then also that incident response piece. As Leonard showed, we really do have the end-to-end services that can help you implement and operationalize your Microsoft security suite, really get the most ROI from that investment in the E5 license, or help you migrate into that E5 suite, moving from those quote-unquote best-of-breed products into more of a best-of-portfolio approach. I hope you enjoyed all the information that we laid out during this kind of brief overview. If you want more information, we are actually excited to announce that we're doing a roadshow with Microsoft. So do look for the Threat Protection Delivered Roadshow coming to a city near you. We're leveraging the Microsoft MTCs for most of these. We'll also have one delivered online. You can register at the link there. And if you want any additional information, or you just want to contact us for a deeper dive demo, talk about your specific situation, please reach out to us at criticalstart.com/contact for more information. Thank you very much. Have a good day.